Hey everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to make gluten-free, vegan, baked banana bread. I know what you're probably thinking, and it's completely different to most of the recipes that are out there, and I think that it's a very good recipe, so watch to see how it gets made.
Place 4 ripe bananas or 4 yellow bananas on a baking dish or a baking tray. Put this tray in the oven, which is at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and bake for 15 to 20 minutes. Or bake until they all turn black. Once they're done and cool enough to handle, slice them out of their peels and put them into a blender or into a mixer. You can spoon it out or just press it out like I did. These are actually great to eat just as is, but add a whole new depth of flavor into this banana bread. Once it's done, add 2 tablespoons of walnut butter. Now you can blend it. Or, if your blender's not working like mine is, make a huge mess and then dump it out into a green bowl. Now you're gonna have to use good old-fashioned elbow grease. Smash all the bananas using the back of a fork and until it forms a paste, and then add 2 tablespoons of almond butter. I use organic, chunky, unsweetened almond butter. I didn't really mix the container, which is why there's so much liquid in there, but it's perfectly fine to use. Then go ahead and add 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, and then 2 tablespoons of honey. These 2 syrups are the only sweetness in the whole dish other than the bananas. Feel free to add less sweetness or less honey or maple syrup, but I thought that this amount worked perfectly for this size of bread. Then combine it until it forms a thick paste. Then go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of coconut butter. Mix in using your whisk. Then separate 3 eggs. Put the eggs whites in one bowl and the egg yolks in another. You can use the eggshell, so just keep passing it back and forth until all the egg white falls into your bigger bowl. There's another way of doing this, which is by putting the whole egg into your hand and then catching the egg yolk. And unfortunately, I hate to break it to everyone listening, but I know this might be hard to hear, but I'm not perfect. And that's what happened. But no worries, using the eggshell, you can try to salvage the egg yolk, even though it did break. Try to be as careful as possible and try to get as much yolk out as possible. You can use a spoon, you can use the shell, whatever suits you. Once you've separated the two, whisk your egg whites until it forms stiff or soft peaks. You'll know it forms soft peaks because you'll be able to draw the letter S into it. Then add a little bit of the egg whites into your mix and then beat it up, and then add the rest. Doing this will help soften your mix so that when you add the large portion of egg whites, you can just fold it in and it'll maintain much of its air or its volume. Then go ahead and add your egg yolks. Mix that in. Then go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, followed by 2 tablespoons of coconut milk. I used unsweetened coconut milk just to cut down on the sweetness. Mix that in and then add as many walnuts as you want. I use crushed walnuts or chopped walnuts, and then I just added a couple of handfuls. Then add 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. Mix this in. Then go ahead and add 2 cups of almond flour or almond meal. If you want to make this banana bread even lighter, you can sift it in, but I thought it was fine because it was just for me. Mix this in and you're gonna see it's gonna form more of a bread-like batter. Try to spill some on your counter just like I did. I'm joking. Please don't do that because it'll leave for an unnecessary mess that you're gonna have to clean up later in between classes. Once everything's combined, add a teaspoon of baking soda and mix that in, followed by a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Once it becomes all frothy, you can combine everything in. Now your banana bread's virtually done and ready to be had. All you gotta do is serve it up into a baking container. Make sure that you line it with some baking parchment so that it's easy to remove, and then smear down the top so that it becomes nice and flat. This way it'll bake evenly, but then also make a nice crust. Place it into a preheated oven and then bake for 45 minutes to an hour until the top is nice and dark brown or brown, and you insert a toothpick which comes back clean. Wait for 10 minutes for it to cool, and then you can turn it out onto your cutting tray. Slice a piece off. This was very hot. I would recommend maybe waiting a little longer because you can see a piece almost fell off. But this corner piece maintained its shape and cut out, and you can see the steam coming out there.
It's out of the oven. I've let it cool for a couple of minutes. Now I get to do my favorite part, which is tuck in. So good. The walnuts are optional, but I recommend you put them in if you're not allergic, of course. You get the crunch from the top, you get the nice moistness to make your banana bread. It holds up pretty well once you let it cool up. If you know someone who is gluten-free, make this for them. Or if you yourself are gluten-free, make this for yourself. It's so good. I think baking off the bananas really helps concentrate that banana flavor. Such a good recipe. Let me know what you think in the comment box down below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos made by me, subscribe. And I do know that I did promise a special announcement or a surprise for this video last week. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait another week. We want to make sure that it's perfect once it comes out. So watch back to see what that special surprise is. Thanks for watching.